Good evening, all. I am Harin Mehta, Vice Chairman NMI Western Region. On the behalf of NMI, today I extend my warm welcome to dear members and speakers from ICICI Bank. Today, webinar is on secondary market, collection payments and ASBA. Now I would like to invite Mr. Avinash Kansal, Head Capital Market and Custody, Mr. Viral Vora, TXB Regional Head, Mr. Wilfred Morris, Solution Head, Payment and Collection, Mr. Manoj Dhingra, Digital Partnership Team Lead, Mr. Abhishek Pujari, UPI Digital Team Lead, Ms. Shanti Kothari, TXB Zonal Head, to speak on today's topic. Now, I request Mr. Avinash Kansal to give his opening remark. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Harin. First of all, thank you so much to the entire ANMI team for giving ICICI Bank the opportunity to come on this platform and speak about some of these products. We have been associated with this segment for a very long time. We have been serving most of the stakeholders in this segment, whether it's brokers, whether it's the clearing members, whether it's the regulators. We have been doing this for a very long time. We had spoken to ANMI regarding this opportunity to showcase some of our products to the entire larger audience. We have all the experts on the call from ICICI Bank who would be speaking about various products and services which are provided by the bank. And we look forward to a long-term partnership with all of you. This segment has gone through a lot in the last 18 to 24 months in terms of various regulatory changes which have come in, which has made the segment stronger, and all the participants have come out with flying colors. We hope to continue partner with all of you and seek your support to further grow this business. I would request now Viral to start the engagement with the products at our end. But we look forward to a long-term partnership with all of you and listening your views, your questions. We'll be happy to answer to all of them. But the entire idea of this call is to just familiarize you with some of the products and services which we have come out with for this segment, which are being used by some of the brokers already. But we thought that it would be good to introduce these products to the larger segment, and we hope to partner with all of you. Thank you so much. Over to you, Viral.
Yeah, thank you, Avinash. Good evening to all. We will start with the small presentation that we have it for the evening. At ICICI Bank, Swam, can you please change the slide? So this is the agenda that we will be covering. First, for some time, we will be spending on the banking products and the offerings that we have for the broking as a segment. We will definitely cover the most debated or most talked about topic, which is a secondary ASPA. And then we will be happy to take any questions that you have. We have received some of the queries in advance. We will answer those queries, and also in the live chat, in case if you have any queries, you can post those queries across. We'll take up those queries and try to answer as much as we can. At ICICI Bank, we have a stack approach to cater to various requirements of large segment such as ours, which is broking. As you can see, we start from very basic account layer that includes current account, settlement accounts, and so on. Once the relationship is initiated, we move on to the transaction layers. Therein, we offer the entire transaction suite, be it on internet banking, be it any trade transactions, be it any recurring transactions, e-collection transactions, so on and so forth. From there, we move on to the credit layer, where we happy to provide the various facilities such as intraday, CMS facilities, and FD-backed facilities. Once we are done, we move on to care layer, where we provide all sorts of reconciliation services. There are account managers to handle various transactions, and we also offer various salary accounts and the loan benefits to the employees of your institutions. And last but not the least, we become partner to your growth under the growth layer in case if any investments which are coming in terms of the capital account transactions or any primary market services also we can extend. So this is how we cover the entire segment through a comprehensive stack for the industry at large. Today, we'll be focusing on the digital solutions which are extremely useful because of the certain regulatory changes that have happened in the last 18 or 24 months or so for our trading members, which will help them with their operations to be automated, remove dependencies and redundancies, and be more agile. First in our offer is our traditional e-collection products. Trading members traditionally receive credits in our collection account through NEFT, RTGS, fund transfer, or IMPS. Our product or the arrangement will capture the complete sender party details and has the ability to send such details over API or through various MISs. Trading members then can validate the sender party details and can choose to accept or reject such transactions. For your distribution business, collection can be made through NPCI's revolutionary products NSEH, eNSEH, and Aadhaar-based e-sign mandates. NSEH covers the paper-based mandates drawn on the beneficiary, and ICICI Bank, as a sponsor bank, we can facilitate registration of these mandates and subsequent recurring transactions. So small flow has been captured, which is there on the display, where once the mandates, a paper-based mandate is executed, the mandates are from the sponsor bank side, these mandates are sent across to NPCI. The registration confirmation is availed. Post the registration confirmation is availed in form of MISs. We share those confirmations to the trading members. And once those mandates are registered, the trading member can prepare those transaction files and send it across again through a sponsor bank, which is ICICI Bank. And we will ensure that these transactions are carried out through NPCI and customers or clients' accounts are debited and the credits are availed and pulled into the designated account of the trading members. When comes the transaction part of it, as I just mentioned, these transaction files are prepared and run and processed through the sponsor bank with NPCI. The client accounts are debited and credits are pulled into this accounts. This display says it all. So this is the flow for our. That was the flow for our paper-based mandate. Now moving on to our eNSEH journey, it covers the electronic mandates instead of the earlier paper-based mandates, and same can be authenticated using net banking option or with the debit cards. Once these mandates are registered, the transactions can be processed as routine as any other recurring transactions, as what we discussed in previously in terms of paper-based transactions. We are also available for e-sign-based mandate registration process and subsequent transactions. For further details and discussions, we request all of you to connect with our local transaction banking colleagues. These are some of the features and the benefits. As you can see, once these mandates are either e-signed or processed through NSEH, eNSEH, you will never have a single case being rejected on account of any signature mismatch. The entire product suite is available on API. These are 100% paperless transactions, which reduces the tax significantly. It also helps in auto reconciliation of these transactions. Our simple product journey provides a plug and play solution for recurring transactions related requirements, be it paper based or API based eNACH or eSign journeys. Simplified MISs are ready to use and they are deployable in any of the accounting systems. Now I invite my colleague Manoj to help with UPI and UPI 2.0.
Thanks, Fidel. Hi, everyone. I'll be covering UPI and UPI 2.0, how we have extended this integration to stockbrokers as of now. Can you come to the next slide, please? So we will be covering a few of the I'll say few of the major parts which stockbrokers are using as of now on the UPI side. We are live with multiple stockbrokers where UPI intent flow is live, which is through direct integration with ICICI. So in current journey, most of the aggregators they offer the same kind of flow, but they have direct integration with the banks. So somehow there is a hoop which is getting created where stockbrokers are actually calling aggregator APIs and aggregator is calling bank APIs when any UPI transaction is getting initiated. If stockbrokers are having direct integration with the bank, there is a direct credit which comes into the stockbroker account, which will be on an instant basis. Here we support up to 100 TPS, 100 transaction per second also in case of UPI transactions are directly getting credited into stockbroker's account. Second thing is in this case, success rate will be on a higher side because you will be directly pinging ICICI APIs for the UPI transactions. We have also developed multi TPV for these UPI transactions. Multi TPVs, for example, if I have three different accounts which I have attached for funding or for buying stocks, in that UPI transaction flow, you can send us different account numbers with IFSC code, and we have capability where we can respond if money is coming from the same bank account. So here we are live with multiple stockbrokers where they are using direct UPI pipe with ICICI. Also, we can share reverse collect request also for seamless user onboarding. Same TPV is live on our UPI collect flow also. We are covering one other part which is UPI TPAP API SDK. So as of now, for all the UPI transactions, if customer is selecting UPI intent flow, they need to select either Google Pay or Phone Pay. Now in this flow, customer is moving outside stockbrokers app. So if transaction is getting successful or if there is any failed response which is coming, stockbrokers are not having visibility. Now in this case, we have done integration with multiple partners where a TPAP can be offered. When customer is coming on the platform, their handle will be created, and in case of UPI transaction is getting initiated, they will be not leaving the app. Now in this case, success rate will be on a higher side because ultimately there is no dependency on moving on to the other app. Also in case of failed transactions also, uh, stockbroker is having clear visibility why success rate is going on a lower side. Yeah, please move into the next slide. On a UPI autopay part, recurring mandate, which is a NPCI product which has been launched last year, there we have done a lot of integrations with stockbrokers. Their use case could be different. Sometimes stockbrokers also giving option to invest into mutual funds through their platform. Here, a UPI recurring mandate can be set up into the customer's account on a real-time basis. Also, in case of execution, mandate can be executed based on execution API directly. So Viral has explained in the last flow how eNACH works, where eNACH is very smooth when eNACH setup is getting done. But in case of when we are executing the eNACH, there we are getting response maybe at the day end. Now we are promoting our recurring mandate for doing SIPs, where we are saying when execution is getting done, these stockbrokers will get response on a real-time basis, and for fund flow would be that is the instant money is moving from customer's account to ICCL account also. Here we have already done our MIS setup also with ICCL, where we are sharing 12 MIS on a daily basis, where NAV is getting issued on a same day itself. We are live with this flow with a very big stockbroker also, where we are getting maximum traffic for this. Also, the other use case for UPI autopay could be a lot of stockbrokers work on a subscription based model. Now, due to new guidelines where customers account has to be directly funded has to be with ICACL. Now, in this case, if they want to set up any mandate in favor of their own company, for example, if I want less brokerage and there is some subscription fee which I need to pay on a yearly or on a monthly basis, there a mandate can be set up, and this mandate can be executed on any frequency. So frequency could be weekly or quarterly, monthly, half yearly or yearly also. So annual fees can also be collected through UPI mandate. Yeah, the limit for UPI mandate is 15,000 per debit, and after that UPI pin will be required in case of mandate amount is more than 15,000 rupees. Yeah, please move to the next slide. Thank you. The third solution which we want to discuss, we have seen in this ecosystem, stockbroker ecosystem, around 15 to 20% clients will be from ICICI. Now, the mode for making payment for stocks is either UPI or net banking. Now, for net banking, as of now, the current journey is when customer is selecting net banking, every time they need to enter their login ID password, or they have to enter their mobile number, and based on that, they are authorizing the transaction. We have tried covering this through the screenshots which we have put it on the slide also. We have a quick checkout solution where our two of the major brokers are also live. Stockbrokers are already live, where when customer is initiating transaction through net banking, uh, customer will give consent for quick checkout solution. And for the recurring transaction, next time transaction, whenever client wants to buy another stocks through ICICI net banking, only OTP will be required. So if you'll say in subsequent transactions, client is selecting net banking, then an OTP page is getting opened, because we have already created a token for that customer. That token ID is coming to us, and we are sending an OTP to the client. Client is entering the OTP, and based on that OTP, we are verifying the transaction. Now, in this case, your success rate will be much higher. And also, your in case of direct integration with the ICICI, we are giving directly credit for these transactions on a real-time basis to the stockbrokers. Thank you. Now, Wilfred will take it forward for the payout solutions. Thank you.
Yeah, good evening all. I believe my colleagues have taken you through the collection journey. Now I will take you through the payment journey, where you will have various types of payment, which is your quarterly payment, your client payment, your vendor payments, as well as your stacks as well as statutory payments. So I will take you through the various payment methods over here. Next slide, please. Okay, so to just give you a gist of how the payment is handled from ICICI Bank perspective, we have multi methods in how you could transfer the data to ICICI Bank. One is that you could look at, we have our corporate internet banking, where you could look at preparing a file and then uploading it onto my online banking portal, which is my corporate CIB. In case if there is any customization requirement with regards to the file format, etc., we do have our bulk processing payment application also, which is called IPS, through which you'll be able to upload the file and make the payment. So this is the upload functionality that we have from the bank perspective. Now, in case you do not want to have an upload functionality, but you want to automate end-to-end processing from your end, we do have something called host to host, right? Where via from your application, let it be any ERP, say let it be Tally, or in case if you are working with some other ERPs, your file can be generated from your application without any manual intervention of uploading it onto my online portal. You can push that file into a folder from where ICICI Bank would pick that data and project it onto our corporate internet banking, where the authorized signatories can just log in and authorize the transaction. So this is our host-to-host flow, and then we have flows via API also, where from your system to our system we can do a API level of integration. I will go deep into it in the further slides, where there is no manual intervention or anything of that sort. It's a system to system level integration where data gets pushed automatically. The status also gets updated into our respective applications on real time basis. So this is a very advanced feature which we already have from the API perspective. We have other two modes also, which is your Swift method, where data transfer can happen via the Swift for the domestic piece of transaction. For that, you will have to look at procuring a domestic BIC. With the domestic BIC, you can look at pushing even domestic transactions. It is not your forex transaction. I'm talking about your normal RTGS NEFT transactions, which you can look at pushing it via the Swift method. And SFTP method also we do have, where you can look at pushing the data into an SFTP folder, from where via login, password, or various other auth metrics, we can look at pulling the data and processing the transaction. So SFTP and host to host are almost similar in nature, where we can look at you pushing the file from there and ICC Bank pulling the data from there, right? So various features that we have is that you can look at having a single file upload. That means, what I meant by single file upload is that in case if you have various payment methods that to be done, that is your RTGS, NEFT, fund transfer, and IMPS transaction, you don't have to upload separate files. With one single file, you will be able to upload multiple payment methods. Apart from that, as I was mentioning earlier, you can look at customizing the upload format. So in case you want additional informations to be added into the payment file that you want to push it to us, and you want to have a track of that information on our online portal, we can look at customizing those file formats. And then including, apart from that, even customizing the debit narration, credit narrations, we could look at providing you those separate those features. Other feature is the duplicate check. So that is one of the major features that is there in ICC, where we have a duplicate check facility, where uh, in case if you are, there is some probability of you uploading a file twice, we have a duplicate check facility at our end, which will at that moment itself get rejected and the transaction will not get processed. We do have various reports available through which you can look at pulling the taking a download of that data once the transaction is processed. In case we need to look at pushing it into your respective application, we can look at pushing it also into your respective applications. Can I go to the next slide, please? So this is what the API piece that I was talking about. So in case if you are on Tally, or in case if you are on any other application, you want to explore this API is little an advanced payment method, where it is a server to server integration, where we have various payment methods over here also, where you can look at doing transactions via NEFT, RTGS, fund transfer, UPI, as well as your IMPS transactions. So UPI is also one, in case if you have a VPI handle and you want to make a payment to a VPI handle, we do have provision for that on the composite API, the API that we have. Apart from that API, we do have, in case you want to process those payments via Benny validation, we can look at having the Benny registered also via API. There is no manual intervention that is required from your end to upload the Benny data or anything of that sort. Via from your system itself, you can look at adding the beneficiaries and looking at making the payment. And we do have, I was talking about, we have APIs on the tax front also, that is on the statutory side, and even on the bill payment side. In case if you have multi-branch locality and you want to make your bill payments, we do have an API for making bill payments. That is your electricity bill or your water bill or your DTH or telephone bills. We have API for that. From your system itself, you can trigger the transaction and it gets processed. For your GST as well as for your TDS and your self-assessment kind of payments, we do have an API payment for that also. So whatever API that I'm talking, we do have features on the hosto side of it, but I thought of giving you a brief on the API side because that is one of the advanced version that we currently all entities are looking forward to. We'll go to the next slide. So these are various additional APIs that we have. For your transaction related API, we do have recon APIs where, status check APIs where you can look at getting the status of the transaction. As I was taking, in case you want an OTP related kind of a transaction to be processed, we do have APIs for that also. We have additional APIs which are value added APIs, which is basically your statement APIs in case you want to pull the statement from ICICI Bank instead of logging into the into our corporate internet banking and downloading the statement. You can look at using our APIs to pull the information and automatically post it into your system. We do have other value added API is the balance API. Balance, what is the balance in your account? If you want to know by the click of a button within your application, you don't have to come on to my online banking and then look at getting the balance from your system itself. You can just trigger the API, you get the balance reflecting in your system. So these are various payment methods that we have. So we thought we'll just take you through it, and in further requirements, you can feel free to reach out to our nearest transaction banking branch. Over to you, Viral.
Yeah. Thank you, Wilfred. Uh, so now coming to our other digital offerings, especially the eFDR and EBG. Majority of you are anyways availing the services and are realizing the benefits in terms of it being a complete paperless reporting, real-time release of trading limits against those FDs, faster TATs, and elimination of that extra legwork in terms of onward submission to exchanges. Similarly, EBG2 has taken away a lot of inefficiencies by making it complete paperless, eliminating further authentication by the beneficiary, and offers much faster TATs. Those who are availing these services have given us positive and very encouraging feedbacks. Now, this particular offering is a very different kind of an offering, as we are witnessing a strong trend that many of these are trading members are actively looking at providing the portfolio management services, that is PMS. Here, we would like to touch upon the most important aspect, which is opening the bank account of those investors. We are offering digital current account opening basis mobile number, email ID verification, and Aadhaar based validations, followed by a video KYC. Also, we have replaced the power of attorney POA with our unique LOA, which we are calling this as a letter of authority, which retains the same rights as that of POA. Accounts can be opened in few minutes, and live active accounts can be generated and linked to the PMS corporate ID in less than couple of hours. We are supporting PMSs in offline account opening also, given our transaction banking's large spread across entire country. We are a number one domestic custodian house and provide entire product suite around custody related requirements. We will be happy to connect with you in any of the offerings and cater to any customized requirement that you may have. Now, I request Abhishek to take over the secondary ASPA.
Hi, good evening. So this is just a brief we would like to give you. You probably would be reading in the media about that SAB is now going to start blocking of funds activity for a secondary market. Currently, it is live in a primary, which is in IPO, where a customers blocks the funds, and when he gets the shares allocated, that time either the debit happens or the lien gets removed and the funds get released. The same activity will get eventually offered to a customer who are doing secondary market transactions. So what will happen here is, okay, currently we see in a normal transaction, when a customer does any transactions, the money gets credited into the broker's account and product brokers then settle with the exchange. But however, in this case, what will happen is the direct debit from the customer's account and the money will get directly credited into CC's account. Okay. Here, as I said, that customer will give only the one time mandate. So let's say Abhishek is a customer and he has given a mandate of 5 lakh rupees. He can do subsequent 50,000, 30,000 total amount, adding up to 5 lakh rupees in the during a day or till the time this mandate is live. Hence, it is called one time blocking but multiple debits. In this case, from a UPI point of view, I'm saying that transactions, the customers can initiate from that broker applications or in the broker website. uh, there will be either a QR. No collect request will be available to this. Also, it will be all merchant initiated mandate. So broker initiated mandate. It will not, customer will not be able to cancel it. Okay. Customer, let's say, gives let's say 10,000 rupees, 25,000 rupees. He can modify the mandate amount also, but it has to be, he can only increase the amount. He cannot decrease the amount once the mandate is registered. Okay. One more feature is that here bank, as all banks are doing separate integration with the CC clearing corporations. We are also doing integration with the CC. Why? I will just take you through a transaction flow in the next slides. Uh, Here, the limit of each mandate is rupees 5 lakh, and on per account, I'm talking about the customer's account, he can set only 3 mandates per day. Now, let me give you a disclaimer. That this is all into discussions. We are all discussing with regulator as well as with NPCI, because since it is UPI, there might be slight changes happen at the time of implementations. So, as and when we'll receive information, we'll communicate the same to you. So, next slides, I'll just like to tell you how the journey will happen. Next slide, please. So if you let's say Abhishek is a customer and he is coming on to broker application, he gives basically a mandate that he wants to block the fund. Assume rupees 3 lakh rupees. What will happen is that request on particular VPA, Abhishek at ICCI, that request will go to customer. In this case, it is ICCI bank only. The customer bank blocks the funds and give a confirmation to NPCI, which is UPI we are seeing. In that, once a remitter bank confirms that lien has been marked, it notifies to NPCI. Then NPCI will give it to inform to a sponsor bank that lien is marked. On sponsor bank will then communicate to exchange that mandate is successfully registered, and then through exchange it will go to brokers confirming about the trade, and then broker will inform the customer. So typically, if I want to compare with the existing mandate flow, what happens is it gets initiated from a broker sides, and whichever is its acquiring bank only informs to a broker about the mandate is set up or no. However, there is a change in this flow. Here, broker will come to know about the status of a mandate from a clearing corporations, not directly from its acquiring or sponsor bank. So that is a change with the existing mandate flow and its upcoming flow about this. So this is about this new feature. We thought that it will help you to understand, because you probably would be reading a lot about this in the media. And of course, ICICI Bank is also one of the bank who are doing integration with the exchange as well as with the NPCI. So thank you very much. Over to you.
I request all the members to put their queries on YouTube chat box, if any, related to subject. There is one query received by one member. In a single file, is there any limit of payment?
Yeah, so this is Wilfred here. So there is no transaction limit in a single file. I hope it is the transaction limit that is being asked over here. So, as per uh, on the limit side for a transaction, there is no limit as such. So in a single file, you can even upload up to 100 crores also.
Okay.
Above that also it's possible.
Next question, what is the limit of UPI and is it fungible across segment or only for cash market delivery transaction?
Hi, Manoj this side. So limit for UPI is 2 lakhs, and this is for specific MCC. That is 6211.
Another question is in ASBA, whether non-individual also will be able to give mandate. They will have net banking rights, but not UPI.
So if
I
you're
repeat the question in
about
ASBA,
UPI,
whether
in UPI it is only the individual who can give a set up a mandate, same account customers.
okay, mandate of 5 lakh is maximum or can be higher for HNI corporate clients.
As of now, we have received the information and it is about 5 lakh only. If in future, if there is a separate category, basically for HNI others, if they want to, if they increase, we'll definitely inform. But in our preliminary discussions we had with exchange, no, it is a 5 lakh.
Okay. Regarding changes in cutoff time of upstream of client fund.
Yeah, as on date, actually, we have not received any communication from the exchange with regards to the changes in the deadline. So, as on date, whatever is the existing timeline would continue to prevail. Actually,
How would ASBA like payments operated?
Uh, is the questions about the mandate, current mandate, how it works? Uh, if anyone can clear on this piece. I'm not able to understand the question.
Uh, 1 second. They would like to know the process. How would ASBA like payment operate?
Okay. I assume here, I think the expectation is that how a mandate works in a normal scenario. The one which we showed it is for a secondary market. But in a like a normal scenario, if anybody wants to give a mandate to load the brokers, load the money into brokers' wallet, I am understanding a question like this. So I'll answer it. If there is a different understanding, please let me know. So here, what happens is the broker basically has to get in touch with a bank. So I say bank does offer a mandate, which is also called as a auto pay, or it can be a one-time mandate also, where we have a APIs which they can consume, wherein there are three type of APIs, which is one is a setting up of mandate, second is of pre-debit notification API, and third one is the actual execution API. So suppose if any customer is putting a mandate for a SIP, which is a recurring mandate, so what will happen is customer comes on a broker applications and he gives a UPI ID. He authorizes. So on that broker applications, brokers has to give information about what is the frequency of a mandate, what is the maximum amount, what is the lower amount. um this information he'll show it to a customer. Customer will either enter the UPI ID, or if it is through mobile application, then it is a intent call which he has to authorize it, which will basically register the mandate for the customer against that account number with that bank, acquiring bank. And then before debiting, okay, so before executing a mandate, as per a rule, 24 hours before that, he has to trigger a pre-notification API, basically stating to a customer that there is going to be a debit in his account in the next 24 hours. So once he files that pre-notification API, on actual date, he will fire the execution API, which will basically debit the customer's account without his authorizations, and the money will get credited into the account. So ICICI Bank do offer this service, auto pay, to all capital market and other category of merchants. I hope I answered that question.
Sheetal, do we have any more queries?
No, we don't have more queries. Like we have taken all the queries of the members. So I would request, delegate to give closing remark.
Hi, good evening, everybody. So first is I want to thank all the members for taking time out and participating in this session. From the amount of queries, some key detailed queries that I got, I can actually see that people have actually invested in participating in these queries and asking those questions. And trust me, many a time when you all ask questions, it also sets us thinking that, have we covered everything? So thanks once again for the participation. Now with our fast growing economy, I feel that this segment is a very key contributor, which is going to have a lot of opportunities. We all are going to work on various opportunities, all the stakeholders together. And with every business opportunity comes its own set of business requirements and challenges. And at ICICI, as most of you all are aware, we believe that technology-driven solutions are the only way forward for scalability and sustainability. I would urge that we continue, each of us should work towards the digital channels, which is why in today's session we actually covered all the digital journey, be it your collections, payments, the new age digital solutions of UPI, upcoming solutions, the secondary ASBA. We also covered the digital power of attorney journey. So we ensure that we are touching upon all the facets of your journey from the start to the end. And we would continue to say that while there were some queries received now, as you go back and have some more queries, please feel free to connect with us, because at ICICI we want to ideate with y'all, partner with y'all, and develop new products. Because there's no end to any revolution or any developments, and it comes from y'all. Trust me, we may make a product. Y'all are the ones who are going to guide us on how it is to be done better to meet the requirements. So please feel free, stay connected. We are in touch with most of y'all. We are partnering with most of y'all. Let's go to the next mile of digital revolution and make better things for the economy is what I would request. And once again, as Avinash rightly put it, special thanks to ANMI team for giving us this platform, this opportunity where we could engage with so many of y'all in this platform and present our products and the things which we feel are useful for this segment. So thanks once again to ANMI team and to all my member colleagues for participating in this. Thank you.
On behalf of ANMI, I would like to thank ICICI Bank and the delegates for taking time out from their busy schedule to be the guest speaker at our webinar. The webinar indeed was insightful, and I cannot thank you enough for introducing your products to our members. I'm sure they must have enjoyed hearing from you all. I would also like to thank our Vice Chairman for his welcome speech, and at last thanking members for their participation. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We are ending webinar.
Thank you, everyone.